Hey everybody, yeah, it's early Thursday evening. I'm going to do another one today from Empyrean Brewing Company out of Nebraska. I've done a couple of their beers. I bought a sampler pack. Had 4 beers in it. I got one more to do, but tonight I'm going to do their Chaco Canyon Gold. From the website it says, the sunniest beer in the Empyrean universe. Chaco Canyon's light outset is punctuated with a crisp, piney American hop finish. The addition of honey lends this beer a very clean finish. We brew this easy golden ale with a bit of Nebraska honey for a unique, sweet yet dry character balanced with a crisp hop finish. Pair with fried food, Southwest cuisine, and grilled chicken or fish. They got some other stuff. They use two-row caramel Munich, caramel 60, and Euro Pils malts, Perle and Cascade hops, and extras. It says Nebraska honey, 21 IBUs, 4.8%. I don't know how they. I've been to Chaco Canyon in New Mexico. I don't know how they can do that name, but anyway, and why it's related. But anyway. A little bit of a hiss, no smoke at all. It's a nice, really clear golden body. Got maybe half a pinky of a white head. I've had a couple of these before. There were 3 each of the 4 beers, so I've had a couple of these before. So I've got an initial opinion on it, so let's get a nose. Yeah, it's really a light aroma. There's some like almost a powdery malt there. Just a little bit of like a soft honey grainy type note. Some light floral hops. The malt's like a pale malt. Maybe just a light corn in there. It almost smells like a Pilsner, but sweeter. But they do use the Euro Pils malt, so that's probably part of the aspect of it. So let's get a taste. I like the aroma. It's kind of minimal. You get a little pale malt right up front, and that fades to kind of there's really not much in the mid palate, and you got a kind of finish again of like a little corn, maybe some light honey. It's sweetish. You know, there's some sweetness throughout, but there's not a ton of honey in there, but there's some nice, almost light toasted malts in there. Everything is really light, light aroma, light taste, really light taste. Got some nice, fairly tolerable, like smooth bitterness at the finish. Not really bitter, but it's only 21 IBUs, so that's not what I would call bitter at all, or even close. There's a little grassiness and maybe just a touch of some spice, but it's primarily like a grainy cereal finish. There might be a little subtle fruitiness in there, but again, it's really light and not really noticeable. It's kind of a light, watery mouthfeel too. I mean, everything's light on this. Light, watery mouthfeel, fairly fizzy carbonation. So let me sit. I'll sit and sip on this a while, and I'll come back in a while with the final thoughts and grade. Okay, that's pretty. Okay, I'm back. It's been half an hour, 45 minutes. So I've been sipping on this. It's warmed up quite a bit. Not noticing a lot more in either aroma or flavor, maybe a little bit more, but not a ton. Yeah, I got this to say. It's there's nothing offensive about this beer, but to be honest, it's pretty bland and boring. Might be something for a beginner, something that you're trying to wean off of a macro brew, but some BMC drinker that's a friend of yours, you might want to get them away from that. But or if you don't want a lot of flavor, it might make a halfway decent session beer, 4.8%. You're not gonna get all messed up, and you know, you can carry on conversation. You don't have nothing to think about. I mean, it's just there's some taste there, but not very much. You know, there's not a lot of flavor in the way to get in the way of your beer drinking. That's for sure. I mean, it's drinkable. It's just not very interesting. It's a pretty average blonde ale. Thin in the aroma, thin in the taste, thin in the mouthfeel. Definitely not something I'd rush out and buy a 6-pack for, or even buy a 6-pack of it again. It was in the sampler pack, worth a shot. This brewery makes some decent beers occasionally. I've had some. We don't get them. They're not. Their selection is not real great here, so you pretty much got to take what you get. So when I saw the sampler packer, I got it. But I'm going to give the Chaco Canyon, and I'm still wondering why they use that name. And I mean, that's a national park in New Mexico. I don't know what that's got to do with a brewery in Nebraska, but I'm going to give their Chaco Canyon Gold. I'm going to give it 5.5 out of 10. It's still better than any of the BMC beers. I mean, it's better than a Bud or Miller Coors, that's for sure, but barely. So 5.5 out of 10 for Empyrean Brewing Chaco Canyon Gold. So till next time, everybody, cheers. Let's keep drinking good beers.